Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am live streaming some Lord of the Rings Online. I am starting a new sub-series where I'm just preparing for the Mordor expansion. And I want to prepare on all my ults. That would take a lot of time, but I at least want to do some preparation for Mordor, not necessarily gearing my characters because there might have been a bit of echo there now that my stream is showing. Okay, anyway, not necessarily gearing, but getting trait points and just general stuff I need. Like, this character only has 50 class trait points. I mean, I'd like to still do dailies. That's in the title. I plan on doing dailies. Don't think I'm dropping frames. Maybe it's just my player, but it's buffering. But I'm actually not sure what the daily is this week. Sword Halls, that one's pretty fun actually. So I will go ahead and just start with that. Somebody else just asked. I actually really like this one because it's quick. My stream keeps loading, at least the one I'm watching. I'm not sure if it's just me because in OBS I don't have any drop frames or anything, and my stream is healthy on my dashboard, but it just keeps loading. Well, since nobody asked to join mine, I'll see if I can join his. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the stream. I've tried reloading to see if it looks any different. Let me try and open up a guest browser. Oops. Okay, I missed his, I think it's gaming.youtube.com/Louis7/live. I think that's my URL. Oops. Okay, it appears to be playing. Okay, sorry if the stream setup's just not really playing well. I mean, I think it is because OBS and everything is working and my stream health is healthy on the YouTube dashboard, so I'm not sure what that is, but hopefully it's playing right. Yeah. It's distracting me from what I'm trying to do in the game. So, I thought I would do a little bit of organizing on my lore master. That's why I put him in the title specifically, because I've been changing the title around a bit. Because I'm actually not too sure exactly what I want to do, but I want to look for a first stage book and get that set up. Legendary items is one thing I do want to start working on in this, as well as that's part of gearing, but it'll carry on into Mordor. So that one I don't mind working on. He has a first stage. I'm not sure what relics he has or if they're good. I'm still worried about my stream, how it's going. So it'll play and then it buffers 2 seconds. Started 4 minutes ago. I'm gonna try in the guest browser again and just see what it looks like while we're waiting here. Well, it looks like the boss is coming out. Try to do both of these at the same time. This boss isn't too hard. Toss this the captain, I'm the lore master, toss him a heal. The heal's probably not too useful. Yeah, I hope it's just me that's not being able to play it. Maybe I can try on my phone here. Started streaming 5 minutes ago. That's working. I feel like I'm not helping these guys at all, and it would help if I had my pet out. Okay, that does say I'm live. I forgot I have my my spec is set up a little bit differently than what I'm used to. Okay, something is not going right because on my phone it looks like it's having the same issue. Alright. Suppose I need to try and fix that. Let me try streaming into the second server. Okay guys, I should be back here. I am not sure if any of the previous part played. Hope everything is working now. Okay, it looks like it's actually playing now. I am not sure exactly how much of what I've already done has saved. But I started on my lore master. I'm just doing dailies, preparing for Mordor a little bit. I'm gonna try and play this back real quick, see how far it goes back. So it goes, yeah, it skipped all that. So I'm just doing dailies on my characters and kind of preparing for Mordor. This is the first part, so it leads, I'm just kind of doing anyway. I do what I focus less on gearing and more on like specific Mordor preparations, like my legendary items. I want to work on them, and my lore master in particular. I want to work on getting this book and maybe doing some of his class deeds that I have to do. But I already ran one of these, the level cap version, so this is the level 104 version of Sword Halls. I did not do much help in that because I was trying to get the stream working, and now I have to use the backup stream for YouTube gaming. And it looks like I already have those shoulders, so that's not good. But this time I can actually help this instance, hopefully. I like my lore master, he's pretty fun. I don't really play him too often. I play him more than some other classes, so I have all these deeds to do. These will just come over time. I do need to use Gust of Wind, which I don't like doing. Of Leaf and Twig, I'm actually not too sure where you get that. This boss is pretty fun on a lore master. I also need to work on using Cracked Earth a little bit more in AoE. It's not the most useful skill, but I think sometimes it could be worth using in AoE. So I will gather them, or I won't gather them. I'll get stunned and the champion will kill them. That's what I want to do. Okay, so yeah, it does look like the stream is working now, and that's good. But I did send some gear over from my Rune-keeper that he wasn't using, some of the bound to count. I think it's featured instance gear. So I'll take a look at those after this, and then probably either head to another character to do some dailies, or I might just start looking for legendary item. I'll search the auction hall real quick probably. Need to get the searing words up. I think that's what that's called. Might be a Rune-keeper thing. Searing embers. Alright, so that featured instance is real quick and easy. I like it, so it didn't matter that I wasn't too much of a help the first time. I didn't even say thank you on accident. Alright, I will check the auction house real quick just for a first stage book. If not, I'll go ahead and switch to another character and just continue doing dailies unless you all want to see anything else in particular. I'm open to pretty much doing anything like relevant to this at least. So I want a book. There's one, 399 gold. Narrow it down a little bit, legendary items. Sort by buyout. Quickly, well, slowly get to the third page. Here's some cheaper ones. Figured there would be. I don't know, plus 3%, so some of these have plus 2%. Okay, they do have different affixes at the top there. So I don't mind just getting the 3%, that's even better than the 2% that's more expensive. So that actually works out pretty well. 100 gold's not too bad for a first stage. So I'll detach that. Already got the stuff from my other character. Don't want to deal with that. And this is already identified so I can equip it. So this is basically the character building that I'd be doing anyway. And I like doing it. It's just, I don't know, sometimes I'm in the mood for it, but sometimes I'm not. I think streaming will help me actually do the stuff I need to do to get my characters ready. So I don't think I particularly like any of those. Pet attack duration. Not sure what that's for. Wait, was it +1 or -1? Anyway. I do want to deconstruct some old books, like this level 100 one I don't need. But first I want to set up my gear. Probably need critical rating on that. Yeah. Should have some critical rating essences. I have one that's tier 7. Check the auction hall real quick. Since we want tier 8. Don't need that many. The 30, that's really cheap. I can send those to other characters too. I don't need that many, but it's pretty cheap for 30 of them. Sometimes it's, you only get that many for like 5 gold. Or 5 gold each. Not that many. Okay, so I will equip this to the necklace. Don't know if I need tactical mitigation. Do want the finesse on that, so I'll put 1 critical rating in that. What else do I have? Get rid of some physical mitigation. Go ahead and equip this one. Oh, I already have good shoulders. I didn't need to do that. Unless I wanted to get rid of the tactical mitigation. Let's see. Because I do have extra finesse here. Yeah, it's still 40%. That should be fine for anything I do. So I mainly need to work on getting some legendary items and legacies that I want, and that takes a while. So I can use some heritage stuff from other characters. I'll go ahead and log out of this character for now, I think, and get back to him with some maybe more LI stuff later after I do some more dailies. I think my Minstrel's partially set up at least. I think she has 2 first stage LIs. So yeah, this series is pretty much open to anything that's at least level cap or preparing for Mordor related. Usually I just do dailies like I've said and continue on from there. It's been quite a while since I played my Minstrel. This is when one of the Ostenhof featured instances was. So I'll go ahead and search for a group for that again. See what this character has. I don't think I have the right legacies I want. On my Minstrel I usually would rather play yellow or red for the legacies, but it might be better to get blue line ones anyway. I'm completely unsure on that. Have some bounties I need to sell. Don't think I need to go yellow line. In fact, I have quite a few. I have 4 trait points to spend. I'm actually not sure what I want to spend these on, because I think I did look. I could get 1 more finesse. I don't see why not. I have a lot of finesse. I don't need that much. Should probably actually take some of those out, or take 1 finesse essence out. Go ahead and get 1 more. Increase tactical mastery. That's not useless. Increase anthem duration. I'm not sure if I'd want that. Maybe. I think getting at least 1 in that would be good. Don't know if this Rune-keeper's healing. Might be. Okay, now it doesn't look like it. Minstrels have a lot of burst damage. But then some classes with more dots can pass it up. But the burst is definitely really strong. Actually, I think if I use the coda, my anthems get removed. I'm not sure what's really correct on a Minstrel, but I usually use my coda just when I want to reset the cooldown on Call of the Second Age for more AoE burst. Because I would think that having the buffs from the anthems, unless you have a yellow line Minstrel in your group too, would be better than just using the coda and having to build them up again. But again, I'm not too sure on that. This boss spawns some ads at some point. Last boss. I also need to repair. I'll probably travel to Rivendell and at least take this character to Southbury just to be there. And definitely check out the items I have and see what I need to sell or get rid of. Or use even. I think, is this a fellowship buff, or does that just give me all the... Okay, it does have a buff. Why not use it? Probably should have used the coda and then that, because it does give the ballad buffs. And I should probably put this debuff on. I think this is the first time I've gone long enough to actually have him do that. Loot the chest. Did get a bracelet. And it looks like it will be better than what I have, and I don't think I need that finesse. 27% is more than enough. I meant to send the essences from my other character to this character. I can get some tier 8 for that. Okay, so I need to launch the 104. Clean my quest log. At least get something done while waiting for the first boss. Have Trollshaw's quest? Oops. Suppose I can keep this quest. I'm not sure if it's tied to anything in particular. Lurwin. Oh yeah, where is he? Keep forgetting to put that debuff on. Alright, so this time I will use the coda and then this buff. I think I should put my anthems on first before I use all these. I don't think that's worth using. The melee skill. Should probably update this character's cosmetic set. It used to match my shield. I might even still have that, I'm not sure. I had a light blue shield that matched, I think it was this one. Yeah, that one doesn't match. I need my cooldowns to reset there. This is definitely going slower without the Rune-keeper, and we weren't even going too fast to start with. It also looks like the Guardian's in blue line and not red, which may help a little, but then he may be taking too much damage in red. Although actually on my Guardian, because of the bleeding self-heals, I survive better in red than blue in most cases. I also don't like blue, so that probably doesn't help. Looks like I need to heal myself. One more boss. So I have a few items to sell. Another songbook. I'm actually not sure. This character has 52 class trait points. What I even need to do for these to get them. I think that one's pretty easy if it's just one of the Moria or Angmar might have books like that. I'm not sure. This boss is probably going to take a little bit. So I think my Minstrel, I never did check my allies. I have 2 first stages, but oh yeah, I don't think I have the right legacies. I think for what I do on my Minstrel, I'd rather go ahead and get red line legacies, because that's what I usually play. And I think the blue line healing for what I do, like featured instances on this character, is pretty much it. That the healing's still strong enough without those that I don't need them. And yellow line still might even benefit from some of the red ones, I don't know actually. So that means I just really need to level up some allies on this character and deconstruct them at level 31. Alright, so I will drop out and head to Bree. Open my box. War materials. Use those. Need to send all my scroll of empowerments to probably just my Rune-keeper. Actually, I do have that bank alt. Start using her more. Although if I actually was preparing for Mordor, I mean it's still, I think, nice to have all that stuff on one character so you can easily access it, but, well, I would actually rather have it in shared storage, but I don't have enough spaces for stuff like that, I don't think, at least. But it would still be good to use those instead of selling them. But I usually just sell them, and then if I need some on a specific character, buy them. I also should probably send all my armor. I'll probably put these in the shared storage. They only take 3 spaces. I don't think you get the purple ones from the featured instance boxes, but you might. So I want to go to Southbury here. So I will actually probably deconstruct these allies. I need to see what legacies I want. Hi, Kaneski. Unless that's Kane's guy. So I need to search Minstrel legacies. The LOTRO wiki has a good table with all those and what they look like before and after imbuement. So I want to go to the Relic Master here real quick and deconstruct some of these just to get them out of my inventory. That's one thing that takes a while and a lot of relics. For each character is getting all the right relics, the melted ones. So yeah, my PC problems. I am not exactly sure what went wrong, but it hasn't happened since 2 days ago. But because I searched, one of the errors was possible with RAM or CPU. So I just took my RAM chips out and moved them to 2 different slots and made sure they were seated right and cleaned them. And so far it hasn't happened since then. Alright, so I have a lot of shards. Those are account bound though, so I get those from other characters. I need a forge relics. That takes a while, especially if you get the too many actions slow down. My lore master, I already played my lore master. I'll probably actually go with this character. That's probably a good class to do. I need to see what she has. Alright, so I will go ahead and leave these here to deconstruct later. I do want to identify this and go ahead and equip it and destroy the Guardian Belt. Don't have anything to reforge, that's nice. So I just need to slot that. I do want to put some stuff in my bank real quick. Alright, I need to put... Okay, I do have some space in here. I'll just put in 3 slot in Orion. I think that's everything I want to put there on this character. My PC... I have GTX 970 for my graphics card and AMD FX 8350 CPU. I think that's what it is. And I have 12 gigabytes of RAM. And then I play LOTRO on my SSD, which has Windows. It's pretty small. It's like 128 gigabytes, so it's pretty much always full. Probably keep this on this character. Alright, so I'll switch to my hunter here. And then I play on Arkenstone. All the way back here. I'll probably make a few high elves and probably just end up remaking some of these characters, which is a problem. Yeah, the GTX 970, it's nice. I was thinking about like upgrading a lot of the parts and not sure what's going on here. I guess I died. Not sure how. But I'm also thinking about upgrading my CPU, which I would have to upgrade my motherboard, and I would have to upgrade my RAM to work on that motherboard. So I'm thinking about doing that. Probably send this to my Rune-keeper. Because he actually crafts and can use that. Alright, I'm going to... Where am I? I'm gonna actually head to Horondor real quick. Horondor. And then search for a group. Because I want to set my... Where's my camp? So I have to find that. Sorry, camp of the host. But I want to set my milestone there at least, and then I will search for a group for the instance. Have a Minstrel songbook to send to her. Not sure if my captain needs that emblem. I think I sorted his allies out, but I'm not too sure actually. Don't need Burglar ones. My Beorning, I think I have those imbued. This character could probably use a light bridle. So Pedro, the most important thing to buy, I guess it really depends what you want. If you want quest packs, those would be most important so you can quest the new content. If you just want like nice things, basically, I would get the upgraded wallet. I think it's called premium wallet or something. So like all these items that would normally go in your inventory, like this Weston Net iron coin, would just go straight to your wallet, and I think all barter items like that go to your wallet. So that's definitely a nice thing to have. Like on my other character I have a ton of fish, and since those are barter, they go straight to the wallet and don't take up inventory space. Yes, okay, so thank you for subscribing, Arm. I need to test something real quick with that actually. At least I didn't see something. Let's see. There it goes. It should pop up like that on the stream when somebody subscribes. But I'm not sure if it did. If it did, I just missed it. But if it didn't, there it is. So anyway, I just want to set my milestone here, and I'll go ahead and get to the featured instance. Did not want that. Want to bind. I need to find some more people. See if he has any more room. Don't go in. A little too late for that. Okay, so maybe I can do a little bit of organizing here. Especially not level 67. Probably got that when I was in the Inadwaith area. Don't think my captain needs that. Guardian belt? My guardian might be able to use. I'll go ahead and send it to him just in case. Not too guardian. Warden's axe, I have too many of those. Beorning's club, I don't think I need again. This painting, guess I can keep that. Is there a relic master here, or do I have to, I think I have to go somewhere else. So I wanted to go back to Bree anyway. Yeah, I don't have any location for that, unfortunately. I have guide to Bree, that's pretty easy. So my hunter, I also don't play. Probably play her about the same, or maybe a little bit less than my lore master. It's really depends. So I have yeah, yellow and blue line. I think yellow's a bit fun, it's just definitely not the strongest. Blue line's a lot stronger. I'm not sure how good my build is, especially with only 50 points. I would definitely like some more points than other stuff. My gear definitely isn't that good. That cloak's not that good. The armors, I mean, it's the starter crafted armor, so it's okay. Need another essence on my boots. Don't need the tactical mitigation. I do have a good offhand, it looks like. At least a relatively good offhand, better than like a level 104 purple one. My third age weapon is pretty bad, so I don't have enough gold on this character, but I do want to come back to this character and try and get that replaced. Right, so is this the new one? I was actually not even paying attention when it popped up. Does he keep just launching the old one? Okay, I think this is the new one. I'm not paying much attention to that. So I don't need that stuff, I already have it. Cleaning out my inventory some. Don't want that. Don't need those. Don't need that. We'll launch some fireworks. Most of these are just like stuff from Rise of Isengard and Helm's Deep. Definitely don't need that. Got the relics I will use and deconstruct. 2 navy dyes, those aren't the most useful. Probably won't ever need these maps, but maybe. Alright. Time to focus on the instance. Restore some focus. This is already going faster than the last one on my Minstrel. Not sure how long that... Okay, that'll expire probably before the boss comes. The instant cast buff. That one I like. Get a bleed. I'm not even sure if quick shot, oh I used the instant cast on that, how good it is for a blue line hunter to use. Or even merciful shot if that's too useful compared to using 2 of these. Also don't have that much AoE in the blue line. I have split shot, but still. and I have the low cut. Yeah, we definitely aren't the best AoE group. And I am also out of power. I believe I have power potions. Should. Have press onward, restores, and strength of the earth. I'll use these two and then go with rapid fire. Probably should weave in a blood arrow. I did have that instant cast. I should have used Heartseeker there. Just about out of power again anyway. Hello, is it Andre Gaming? Might be Andre. Yeah, I'm out of power here. Go ahead and use this one. Well, I don't even need to. Right, so I have one more turn on this character. I did get good shoulders. And I'll get the set bonus for my boots. Andre? Okay. I'm usually not the best at pronouncing names anyway. So I do want to search for essences for this shoulder real quick if I... Bad time to escape. I play on Arkenstone. Yeah. See what this character's allies look like. Have a new legacy slot. Suppose you just put like one of those scrolls, legacy scrolls in it. Don't have one on this character to show. I'm actually not too sure what the good legacies are. I think most people use 100 damage over time. I think it gets up to like 100% when imbued at max. I think I need to face that way. The power cost, I'm not sure if that's needed if you're actually geared or have... I think there's a certain set that makes power much less of a problem, but I do have power issues. And then these should be covered by finesse, I would think, the block chance and evade chance. This time I remember to use Heartseeker. When I actually have power, my damage is high, and when I can use rapid fire. Otherwise, it's still not bad, but definitely not as high as that. This boss fight also has all the ads, which isn't great for a hunter and burglar. Energized or Mirkwood. So if you got the whole expansion for Mirkwood, that might be worth more. because you get the instances. I think you get all the instances and stuff with that. But Inadoith does, I do like questing better there, and that also does have some instances. I'm not sure if you get the Mirkwood expansion, if that comes with all the skirmishes or not. But for questing, I do like Inadoith better. Right, try and get power before this boss real quick. That did not work out too well. Alright. I'm already out of power. Okay, so Intent Concentration also restores some power, which is good. LOTRO points giveaways, I'm not sure on. I'd have to actually get the LOTRO points and have a like key or something to be able to give away. But plan on doing some endgame items giveaways, but those would only work if you're on Arkenstone is the problem with that. Okay, so I think that was it for this. Don't need the Might Essence. Okay, so I need to go to a Relic Master and deconstruct all this stuff. Head to Southbury real quick where everything is. It's nice that OBS isn't making me lag. I actually forgot about that with this one anymore. Like, I just noticed a little bit of lag there at Southbury, but that's usual. Even if I'm not streaming. Low cut lead damage. I always forget I have Desperate Fight. I think that's beneath notice. I do not know where that is. Is that this one? Yes. Okay, so I need to unlock this and probably get Focus Bow Critical Multiplier. I assume that's a legacy that hunters want because it sounds good at least. Yeah, that looks like the best out of those. So I'll apply that to my bow. Might as well use... Do I want to use the new legacy slot? I think it might be better to go ahead and get one of those. Let me search for hunter legacies real quick. Right, so yeah, that's what, it's the same after imbuement, so I don't think those are too useful compared to other stuff. But they might be, so I'll go ahead and just get the new legacy slot. Because I think those should be covered by finesse. Anyway. Okay, I think that was it for this character then. I wanted to deconstruct the relics, that was it. Go ahead and combine what I can. I think I had some tier 3. It takes a while, but I think building the allies... Not too many requests, slow down, I'll just do that later. I think building the allies is probably one of the most important parts for preparing for Mordor. Because you do keep those, and even having multiple sets can be useful, so at least building those up is a good start, I think. I'm not too sure what character I want to get on next. Then my Minstrel. I do want to see what my captain has, so I'll go ahead and get on him. Probably stream maybe even up to like an hour more, so have some time to check out the rest of my characters. Okay, so he has a bunch of stuff. Alright. Well, thanks for stopping by the stream, Andre. I feel like I have too much stuff, so I want to check out my legendary items. I think I do have a third age. I don't have a first age emblem. How much gold do I have? Might have enough gold for a first stage. So let's travel to Bree. Actually, where's my milestone skill? Is that? Yeah, that's this. Alright, like my hunter, I will go to Hironder and set my milestone here. And then go ahead and do the dailies again. Pretty dark here in the waste. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to play any of if the Mordor beta is even, full roar is even open this weekend. But if it is, I don't think I'll be able to play it. I might be able to if it opens today. Yeah, but probably not tomorrow. Maybe Sunday evening. Milestone. Find that here, and I will go ahead and head to Bree. See if there's any group looking. And there is, except he's full. Don't know if this one's full. Try this one then. Alright, got on that one at least. I'll head to Southbury because I will need the legendary item stuff. Westbury would be a good alternative here because it does have the auction hall and maker person, but Southbury has the legendary items and both of them have regular vendors, so that's not too much of a worry. Speaking of regular vendor, make sure I don't need to repair. Yeah. And I was moving. should be able to stay redline. Unless, I mean, you should be able to do this with 3 DPS, but especially if the Guardian's tanking. It'll be more than easy. I will make the Guardian my Blade Brother, get us some mastery buffs, and wait for the boss. Hopefully I'll be able to get a first age emblem on this character, because that would be nice to go ahead and get that done and over with and not have to send gold and all that stuff to this character. He does need better relics for the sword. The legacies are good. I have all 7, so that's good. I mean, I could use a Scroll of Empowerments to upgrade them. I probably will do that, actually. If I find an emblem, I'll save the scrolls for that, but yeah, this is going. Could probably have used more than... I'm getting a bit of lag here. Hopefully I'm not dropping frames right now. Might be dropping... Okay, it doesn't look like it. It looks like just... Well, maybe. OBS is just acting a little bit weird, I think. Alright, this one I will use my cooldowns. Then get my buff up. Then the heal. I just wish Captain played a little bit faster. Like, even if they had to just lower the damage of the skills. I overall wish a lot of the things in LOTRO played a little bit faster. And it doesn't even have to be much faster. Maybe even the issue's just shortening the animations a little bit and maybe lowering the global cooldown by... Or I would actually rather a stat that lowered the global cooldown, like haste in World of Warcraft. I think haste still functions like that. They change stats like that quite often, so... I know it also reduces cast time. But I think a stat like that would be good for LOTRO and would be fun. Like, there are a lot of skills that already reduce your attack duration, so having a stat that effectively does that, I don't think would be too hard to implement. Like, compared to having to rework all the animations to be able to make them speedier, that would be a lot more work. Don't want to leave the fellowship. Just the instance. This character has so much just stuff. I'm not sure how much these recipes sell for. I can try to put them on the auction hall and see. I know at one point they were down to about a gold each. That was quite a while ago, so they probably dropped even more. Now I do have all these to send to my alts. All the LIs. All the ones that need them. Probably don't... I do want the captain emblems for when I get the first age. But I probably don't need the weapons. The Minstrel songbook. Yes, that was one I did want to send. I'll wait till the... Well, I can go ahead and do it. If I need to send more, I'll just do it again. Burglar, I'm pretty sure I have set. I'll check her after this and just not delete those just in case. I do know my hunter needs these. How do I spell her name? Melfulin. It's a long name. I have trouble making names. That is probably the hardest part of character creation for me, is finding a name that I actually like. Like, I have all the characters that start with L-E-G, usually L-E-G-G, Legan, and Lego. And then I have the variations of Louis. Don't know who I'm sending that to. Yeah, my champion could probably use these. Like, usually a warrior type is going to be L-O-O-E-Y. him my blade brother again. I'm not being too much of a help in this instance. At least it doesn't feel like it. I guess my buffs are still working for them, so that's okay. I just don't find Blue Line Guardian fun. Crafted by Daddy. I wonder if that's the same. D-A-D-I. Daddy. So I'll hopefully be able to start the Captain co-op soon again. I was actually rendering a couple of those episodes, actually the last two that we did. I got those edited and started rendering them. I paused it while streaming because I would be very low FPS and a lot of lag. Alright, so I will use all my cooldowns. Yes, actually use them this time. And give a bunch of buffs. $30k crits. Captains can have some nice crits. Probably mostly because of their buffs, but even without the buffs they can be a little bit high. Right, leave this fellowship. So the Guardian belts I will send to my Guardian because I think he needs them. But I'm actually not even sure if he needs them. And I want to identify all my Captain allies. Identify. Don't want heavy bridles. That looks like all of them. I did get another Minstrel songbook. So this character is pretty big mess right now. I should be able to quickly sell most of this, which is good. Probably have to lock a few things. Lock that. Have to unlock it right away. These ones with only like 2,000, even up to 10, 20,000 are pretty not too useful. They just take, I think, more time to use them than it's worth. Potions shouldn't need tier 7 yellow essences anymore. 50,000's worth using. Bunch of relics I don't want to sell, some journals. Don't want to sell my potions or herbs. I actually think I do. I haven't been spending my long lost coins. Maybe I'll save those for a little bit and deal with that a bit later. Okay, and I have stuff to send to my alts. So I do have another hunter one. Hunter's crossbow, any hunter's weapons? Lore master. My lore master can use those, so that's good. Have a bunch of good stuff on this character for my alts. It's always nice to happen. I think that's it with lore master. The other would be a book. And then my minstrel has some stuff here. Yes, a minstrel's dagger too. I think that's a burglar's dagger. My burglar's name, Mellowen. It's another problem when you have a bunch of alts, remembering which is which when you send stuff. Alright, Captain's Axe. Guardian, I do want to send that. I think I already sent some Guardian stuff, but just send again. Warden, I don't need to send those. Beorning, I'm actually not sure. I think I got hers imbued, but don't really know at this point. And I do need to open this. Another journal box. Send that to my Rune-keeper. Alright, so I want to search for the first stage, LI. This would be an emblem. That would be, there it is, legendary items. Unit buyout. 135's not too bad. I just don't have that much gold. So 99's good. Wait, this isn't. There it goes. It wasn't sorting right. So I'm not sure if there's, like the other one, if there's a reason that 392 critical defense isn't good. So I do just want to look at these real quick. Yeah, it looks like the only difference is a 4 or 5% power cost, which I don't even think is a problem on a captain. But the one with 5% is just as cheap, so I'll get that. And that one's already identified too. Looks like I need to deconstruct an LI. Yeah, this is the slow part of preparing for Mordor, but it's necessary. I also like doing the dailies on all my characters just because it does give me a variety of gameplay. Probably do this emblem. Actually, I need to reforge some stuff. Don't want to refund. I don't need the weapon ones. Bleed pulses definitely sounds good. Time of need buff duration, that sounds good. I'll mostly build my LI probably for redline just for the general purpose of that. Some of it might carry over to blue or yellow. I really like playing blue, but most of the stuff I do doesn't really need it, and red's usually better. Unless we do have no healer, and then, oh yeah, I need to deconstruct this. Alright, so this one is locked. I want the level 41. That would be this one right here. Let's see. So I have pretty much nothing too useful. I do think bleed pulses is worth it because, well, I'm not sure if the bleed stack actually, that might actually not be worth it. But it might be. I hope it is. So I will, just in case that's not worth it, I will look into that a little bit later. But I will go ahead and just equip the new one to have that equipped. Light damage I do want, so I'll deconstruct this one too. That one actually has a few good legacies. The third age. I could consider imbuing it, but it would take a lot more. And it's just nicer to have first stages, I think. Okay, so I will wait to apply that when I get some more levels on the other one. And I need to deconstruct some relics. Unlock all these. Alright, so I will head to the vault and put my stuff in there that I need to. Then I will switch, probably go ahead and switch to my Burglar because like my captain I want to know what she has. That reminds me, just all these things, the recipes. Just want to see about how much they'd be worth. Don't have anything selected, do I? Guess there aren't any of those. Alright, so these would probably, They might get me a little bit of gold. I will definitely deal with that later, though. That is my regular vault. I want shared storage. Stuff in there. Also, I should put some... What are those things? Oh, there is metal scrap. Okay. The reputation acceleration tomes. That's what I need to put in there. Alright, so I will head to my burglar now. If I run out of stuff to do and that Thorog group's still going, I can always do that. It'd probably be more interesting to watch than me just messing around with my allies, but maybe not. It just involves a lot of time sending gold over between characters, and I could send a bunch of gold to all my characters if I had that. But my gold's more spread out right now. And I don't have as much as I did because I have been spending it on allies. And like relics, crystals. Haven't spent any on scrolls or anything like that. Okay, so here is my burglar. Also out in the middle of nowhere. And this one I want to at least get a path on the way to the way so I can get there quicker. I think Osgiliath should be fine. There is a horse travel here, I think. I'll go ahead and join this daily group while I see it up. That's pretty good. Another guardian. A lot of those. Like, there's a bunch of stuff like this that I either get from free coupons or Hobbit gifts. I don't know if Hobbit gifts, or I get 3 sturdy steel keys. I think that's for being one of the anniversary boxes and opening loot boxes. So I get a bunch of stuff like that that's not useless, but it's just kind of takes space until I actually find a chance that I need it. And usually when I do need it, it happens to be on a character I'm not on, and I don't even know I have it on a character. So usually stuff like that just ends up taking up space, even though it is useful if I do need it. I think I think something, yes, it's my tools that has a bad legacy. I'm not sure which one it is. The sneak movement speed? I don't know if I need that. Maybe that's the one. I just know I meant, or at least wanted to replace one of these legacies. Looks like I have a good rune. Some good relics on this. Getting distracted here. Yeah, when I was on my alts under level 105, it was always nice to be able to do featured instances and at least get one box. Alright, so this one I actually want to pay attention to what I'm doing, be a little bit more help. I do have one AoE. Could probably start a fellowship maneuver. I'm not used to playing a burglar and doing that. Still not useful to participate in, but at least gets the stun in. I'm also not sure on a burglar if it's ever worth using surprise strike. The skill I have in 1. We have the other Rune-keeper can AoE. It just takes real long, and I don't think it's that much damage even when behind and a critical, but maybe it is. Maybe just with aim, but I even think with aim you'd rather use cunning attack, so, or coup de grace. Love using it with coup de grace. I got 5 LOTRO points from something. Completed. Okay, finish what you started. I assume that's a class D. There's a loot box. Ready to open my box. Another crafting journal box. My Rune-keeper is going to be nice and set with those to at least do the, I think the weekly, I don't think the daily one requires it, but the weekly one I think it does. But yeah, he'll be nice and set with loot boxes at least, or the rangers boxes. Rather. I think I want to use the scroll of empowerments on this character, so I will save those. This character mainly needs relics and just item level XP. Which, that will come eventually and slowly, so I'm not too worried about getting those way up there right now. He does look like Santa. I don't know if it's weird. But especially in somewhere like Mordor, it would look weird. Maybe in the Misty Mountains it would match a bit more. Or what's that one place? Not Trollshaws, is it Forest Shell? That makes me, just talking about those zones makes me want to do a live stream leveling series. I am doing Louis and the Warden, and that is a little bit often, but if I streamed like twice a week, and I wouldn't have to do all the editing and rendering and stuff with that, but that series is more a regular Let's Play. So it is a bit different. I have a fire debuff. Greater burning. I feel like that would have broken stealth, but maybe it wouldn't have. So I think in longer fights it's more useful to use Gambler's Advantage than Double-Edged Strike. I'm not sure how long the fights really need to be. Probably save most of my cooldowns for the next boss. I also haven't been using Reveal Weakness, which is extra 5% incoming damage. If I actually had my LI leveled up, it could be up to 20 or something. Pretty high, I think. Would be my tool. Okay, 12.6, not as much as I thought, but still a lot more than 5.4. That'd probably get it up to at least 15. This time I will still. So feign attack? Okay. That's what it does. I'm not sure if there's an in particularly good skill to follow up with that, or just use it like in regular rotation. And if you get a crit, you do get that buff. Alright, so I think that's it for the burglar. That one went pretty quick. Got an essence box, that's always really nice. I'm not sure if these people still wanted to stay. Yeah, use my 6-year frame. Don't think ever. No, he left too quick. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get some stuff organized, then rush to the next character. And yes, I did need to finish getting this. Well, I think I already got this. I don't know why I needed to come back and get it. Yeah. I can... That's quicker than using my return debris though, so that's useful. So I got a few boxes. If I'd known I was gonna get so many of the Ranger's journal boxes, could have put those in my shared storage too. Because I am going to get on my Rune-keeper and finally pick all the stuff up that I need to on him. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is 2 teal things. Is check out any relics or anything I got. I have a bunch of shards from my other characters. It's mainly my Warden and Rune-keeper supplying the shards now. Oh, the tier 2 stuff. Might as well just refine these. They aren't doing anything useful for me. Tier 4 even I can refine. So I have tier 8. Okay, that stuff's better to just combine, I think. Almost logged out. Shared storage. Need to put my waste update 20 stuff, reputation, host of the west, that's what it's called. That type of stuff. My essence box I will put in there. I can go ahead and put this in there, I don't know why not. What's that? Okay. I want this stuff separate because that stuff's a big mess too. Like most of my stuff. That probably has already something stacked with it. This stuff can go in there. Go ahead and just use one of those to get it started. Alright, that will be it that I need to put in there. I have 5 black dyes still. Oh yeah, I think I was going to dye one of my things black, but I think I did the rose, whatever color this is, and a teal like one. I think sea blue is what it's called. I do have my guardians still. I have quite a few characters to get to. I don't have to get to them all. I know my Rune-keeper would probably take the longest because I have the most I want to do on him. My Warden, I could probably just go in quick and quickly do some stuff. I'll go ahead and the Mals and Mills. Do my Guardian the Warden. Imbued legendary items were update 16. That's a long time ago. Didn't think they've been in that long. I would have thought maybe update 18 or 17. I'm not even too sure which updates were which. Maybe, I think was that Dol Amroth they were added? I was thinking it'd be Osgiliath that they were added, but maybe not. Oh, such a messy inventory because he crafts that jewelry. That's just a mess. Okay. I'll need to not keep that open. Ooh, that one's full. So I'll go ahead and just search. Well, I do want to check out some of my ally stuff, so. Okay, so this one just needs legacies, I think, or more levels. It might already have the right legacies that a typical Redline Guardian would want. I do not have a first stage belt. I do have enough gold to maybe get one. Let's see if I can go 3 for 3 with that belt. Just to... I don't think that's gonna help narrow it down. There are some first stages, but they're too expensive. Alright. I just have too much stuff in here. Loot boxes, don't need that stuff. See, this I don't need. That only sells for 20 silver, so I might as well destroy it. And I can't send it to any of my other characters or anything like that. I do want to put this in my shared storage. This goes with the Mordor stuff. Or not Mordor, the Waste. Too focused on Mordor, and then I'm preparing for it, that all the Waste stuff. And the Waste is real close to Mordor. It's kind of like a lead-in bridge. So that doesn't help. Oh, he had quite a few belts and stuff. I didn't know that. Alright, so I will go ahead and search for a daily. Two guardians. Maybe we can get a third. It's a burglar, unfortunately. Burglar should help it go faster. If the other guardian also goes redline, we do have at least okay AoE for the second boss, and the burglar probably has decent single target, if not yellow line. Having trouble typing today. So I got these. Really don't need the 1500 or 2000 ones. They're just so slow to use. I mean, I can use them during this, I suppose. But they're just giving so little, especially when you already have like 2 million. Getting 2,000 is not much. It would take 1,000 of those to get back to that point. Okay, I do want to check real quick the Guardian. Legacies, LOTRO, okay. Yeah, the single target isn't going too slow, so that's okay. This boss I will use my cooldowns. This actually gives a little bit of a damage buff, so I'll go ahead and use it. I shouldn't need it for the morale, so it's not too big of a deal. To the king. Yeah, this isn't going too slow. I thought it'd go a little bit slower. It's going faster than when we had a Rune-keeper guardian, and I don't know who I was on then. My Minstrel, I think? At least I think it feels like it's going faster. And then the second time, of course, we didn't have the Rune-keeper, so that didn't help. Another one of those boxes. I think I will save the Scroll of Empowerments for this character. So area of effect skill damage, that's what, that would be targets. So I can have 7 legacies. I'm trying to see if I have the right legacies, because maybe I can go ahead and imbue that. I already did 104. Go ahead and imbue this time. I think overwhelm damage is not as good as some others, but maybe compared to nothing. Looks like I already used a Crystal of Remembrance too. So this looks like it's pretty much set up to be imbued. Got Vexing Blow damage, do I have that? That is this skill. Yeah, not sure if having plus damage on that's too useful. Up to 25%, because I mean, it is an AoE, so that does help, but 1/4 of that damage would make it go to about 1200 to 2000, which on the max 6 targets would be a bit more damage, but I'm not sure if that's too useful. So I might look into replacing that one. Whirling Retaliation damage would be even less useful. It's the same percents and about the same base damage anyway, and it requires activation. And Vexing Blow has a shorter cooldown. This gives, okay, a minus outgoing damage debuff. This is one of the yellow line traits that I actually picked up. So I have my Warden up next, and I still have my Rune-keeper. I have my champion, Beorning. Did not mean to use that. Quite a few characters to still go, and I didn't mean to use that. Oh well. So yeah, even if I just did the dailies on all my characters, it'd still take a little bit, and this is even one of the shorter dailies. Most of it's waiting for the bosses. This one doesn't quite give as much. There's only one loot box and no mob drop items, but it does go quickly, so that's good. think, was that? Yeah, that was our last one. Go ahead and drop out here. Just got one scroll with that one. Alright, I need to head to the Relic Master, I think. Identify some stuff. And not sure after that. Probably be able to switch characters because this guy's a mess anyway, so he'd take some time to clean up. I think most of this stuff I should just be able to put in my vault. Do I not have my war steed? It's right there. Don't have it on my bars at least. Relic Master, yes. I'll go ahead and go to the Forge Master. Identify. Alright, and now I need to see. I just want to check real quick if the legacies are the right one, or if I can go ahead and imbue this. So Vexing Blow damage, that one I talked a bit about. Area of Effect, I do want that. Okay, Brutal Assault damage. Where is that? That's up to 25%. I think that's kind of worth it. It's kind of like Vexing Blow, there could be something better. Sweeping Cut damage is definitely worth it. To the King damage, I mean that's pretty much the same as Brutal Assault, it's just extra damage to a skill. And Vexing Blow even. Guardian Bleed damage, definitely, and Guardian critical damage. Alright, so the only other one I can think is Overwhelm damage, which I'm not sure if that would count towards the bleed removing part. If it is, I think that would be more worth it than Brutal Assault, but actually I think what I have is pretty good overall. Not sure if getting Might would be more useful than any of these. So I think I can go ahead and imbue it. I mean, getting something like Might could be more useful than something like To the King damage. Or Brutal Assault damage even. Because that's only affecting one skill and Might would. I don't know. I think this would probably be better to go ahead and imbue it as it is. Could go ahead and level it up some and use some Scroll of Empowerments. So I'll see if I can level it up all the way. If I can't, then I will wait. I want the area of effect damage on that. Actually, should do the bleed. I think I already have the regular bleed one maxed out. So get the bleed critical damage. And area of effect for the last one. I have 50,000. Don't think 140,000 will be enough, so I will have to deconstruct something. Since I don't need any of these legacies on that axe, I will go ahead and deconstruct that one. That way I can also go ahead and slot a belt. Trying to click him. So I want to show my locked items. There it is. Doesn't really matter which one I get. Get a tanking one in case I tank. Most of these are like all the DPS ones you want anyway. Right, and I will use that on Bloodshedder. Did that do, like, nothing? Did it get at one level? Okay, I thought I was already level 57. Well, I need a lot more XP then, which means I will have to wait on that. I can go ahead and imbue it, I don't mind. At least do a little bit something interesting here with this. Alright. So I got one LI done in the stream. That's good. I got some LIs started for other characters, and that's also good. Do need to stop by the vault, and I have relics to deconstruct. Okay, don't want to show locked. That's it. So I'll head to the vault real quick and then switch some characters to my Warden and go from there. What do I need to put in on this guy? One of those? Is that it? What's this? Yeah, that's not an essence one. That is it, I think. Alright, gonna switch to my Warden. Not sure how much of a mess her inventory is. She does have my new armor. The dragon armor cosmetic set, at least, not like actual armor set. So I've been going, let's see. Looks like an hour 40 minutes. Minus that like 5 minutes it missed at the beginning. Not too bad. I've also been doing some stuff other than dailies, like I haven't been rushing to do all the dailies on all the characters real quick. And that's it, and I've been going a little bit slow about some of it. Probably put quite a bit of stuff my Warden has in the vault. Send this to my Hunter, or my Burglar. Not sure if they need it, but my Warden doesn't anymore. Alright. Hardly time to get a drink, and the fellowship offers expire real quick in LOTRO. So it's always good to accept those real quick. Should I stay yellow line the whole time? Be a bad Warden? Fun but bad. It can be a little bit good in landscape if you have good gear. You might be able to start one-shotting some regular mobs, but otherwise it's not the most useful spec. Could probably on some of these do the tier 2 challenge for the 105 version. I don't think it's that hard. Warden stuff. Can always just slot it. Oh, I do have a bunch of slots available. I think I just went through and deconstructed a bunch of stuff. And then these, I just need Scroll of Empowerments and Starlight Crystals. Hello, the Instrument of Destiny. And then my bridle, not the best. don't really use it, so I don't care too much with that. My inventory is actually pretty clean. Ooh, I have more gold than I thought on this character. It's always nice to see. Probably get one of those gold stacks and put those in my shared storage too. And put all this update 20 stuff I don't need, so maybe another character can use that, I don't know. And hello, fearless wilderness gamer. That went quick. Ooh, we both used the force taunt. Might have started dropping some frames there. Looks like it's a yellow line guardian. Don't see those too often. Out of the tanking specs, I like yellow line the most, but I still prefer just red line on my guardian at least. Right, what? I didn't see what. That's the best FI. It's just so quick and easy, so Butt Cheeks Grande, the High Elf, and the second beta weekend, well, that hasn't started yet, but I think it's supposed to be out, at least from what I heard, it's supposed to be out in the second weekend, which would be this weekend, but it wasn't up yet, so I wasn't able to check that out. I don't think it's up yet, at least. Well, it wasn't when I started, and last time it went up, it was kind of later in the evening, maybe 6 or 7 Eastern time. I don't remember exactly when it finally went up. I feel like my Burglar Warden with the 12k crits on the dots from the captain buffs. Usually they come up Fridays, but the last one at least didn't come up until later in the day. I mean, if you want to play the beta anyway, you can download Mordor, but I'm not sure if the health will be up yet this weekend. But I think it's supposed to be, at least. I can check real quick to see if there is any update on that. I'm not even sure what gamuts I need to use. Well, this character went really quick. And I think I don't really need to do the relics on this character. I mean, I would mainly use them unless I want to upgrade the essences. I don't need that. So I will just mail that journal to my Rune-keeper. I will head to Bree real quick because there is some more stuff I want to put in my vault. I forgot about that. I do have one tier 8 agility essence. Not sure what I want to use it on. But I should use it before Mordor at least. Alright. I can just head to this vault since I don't need the Relic Master. I can save those up a bit. I don't need the auction hall. Shared storage. This thing. Save those. This I can sell probably. Well, yeah, I'll check all this stuff on my Rune-keeper. Don't plan on getting any more gear on this character from the waste. So anything else I do use will be on another character. So many general errors. Alright. So I have my champion left, my Beorning, and my Rune-keeper. Probably go ahead and try and get through all of them. Go ahead and do my champion. So my champion, he has been improving his gear-wise and funness. I think the red line's a lot more fun than the yellow line, so I will be sticking to that. But he has a two-hander first stage, which is okay. And I'm planning on building it for the red line because, again, I find that more fun, so I thought about building one for the yellow line because that's generally more useful and better, but I'd rather do it for what I like and find more fun because otherwise I just wouldn't play him at all, so I will be working on a red line build for that. And I don't have the first stage of the rune. I do have 200 gold on this character, so I can at least search the auction hall for a champion's rune. First stage. Those dailies keep filling up so quick. I also have a lot of relics, it looks like. So I want legendary items, rune. Oh my. I want class items. There we go. Sort by buyout. think these are too expensive. Yes, I don't want to pay 350 gold for that. At least not at the moment. I only have 209 anyway. So I'll go ahead and start searching for a group. Got one. Got two. Oops. Start 104. Looks like I have an old featured instance box too. That's always nice to find. So I have quite a bit of champion stuff. I did not know that I had all this, so that's also good. So relentless and remorseless strikes. Use remorseless. Is remorseless just like the upgraded version of relentless maybe? Brutal strikes I use. Ferocious strike is cooldown, that's very useful. Area of effect skill damage, I don't use those. I actually do have raging blades, so in a large AoE situation, if I am redline, so like the second boss here, I can use that and it's still strong. Sprint duration I don't find too useful. Horn damage I don't need. So area of effect skill damage would be just kind of like a backup legacy. Turbine launcher. Oh, did the Mordor one finally launch? Or is it updating? I think Burglar might be updating for me actually. Yeah. It looks like the patch is being added to Burglar, so if you are interested in that, it will probably be up in a couple hours. Maybe a little bit longer than a couple hours because it did take a while after the patch was being added last time. But the actual patching part should be quicker. I think it took me about an hour to patch last time. Well, this boss sure does take a while. Did we even trigger it? No. That might help. You saw my cooldowns. Burglar. Okay, I will link that. Let me see. LOTRO Burglar. There it is. So here, I'm going to link it in the chat. Here's the link to the main Burglar forum, which has links for other info, and the client where you download it and all that info is the second link here. There, I got to use an AoE. I think just the yellow line, how it plays, and how I would think it would play, I just don't enjoy it. I definitely think yellow line should focus on dual wielding and more hits, but maybe just to, I don't know, it could be too strong if he made it where if there were more targets it did more hits, or fewer hits rather, but if you were in like single target or 2 targets it would do more hits to each target. The skills the same amount of damage though, so that it could still be strong in single target and AoE, but your skills would basically automatically switch how many targets they hit depending how many there are available to hit. But then I think red line would also need some changes to help it in AoE so that it's not just even more outclassed by yellow line, or just a lot stronger. A lot stronger single target in general. This boss takes a while. We triggered it, right? I heard the thing go off. I have so many champion allies. I didn't know I had all these. So on this character I just basically need a bunch of the XP heritage, and then I'll get his allies pretty much settled. That guy went down pretty quick. Oops. Okay. Just making sure hands-free voice wasn't on in game. Here's the bat lady. Another thing with champion is I'm not really sure when it's best to use brutal strikes compared to remorseless strike. I think it has to do with the buff, but the buff's hard to pay attention to. It is this one, the emboldened blades, because using remorseless strike resets that buff. So I think when you get to 5 stacks on that you want to use remorseless strike. And probably always ferocious strike ahead of anything else if you have the fervor. So like right now I can probably use, what's it called, remorseless strike. I remember all these strike names. And merciful strike, that one's kind of slow, but the guarantee crit I think makes it worth it. Like there I probably could have gone ahead and used remorseless strike. Yeah, that's that troll. Well then, guess I have to slowly. Gives me time to open my boxes anyway. So I got 1 scroll of empowerment from the first one and a bunch of stuff from the second. did get one box to open. So this character, I have all my ally slots used. I need to reforge those and accidentally open the LOTRO store. So I will head to my vault first while I'm here. And go ahead and put this stuff in. That's almost full. I think that's all I need to put in on this character. One more thing. And then I will head to the legendary guy. So I have a lot of relics to deconstruct on this character. And few allies to identify. And then I also want to sell. My inventory is getting pretty full of sellable stuff. Do want to check if I need any of these. I do not. None of those, that's good. Identify all these. Go ahead and lock these. Don't need these ones locked. Can keep that one unlocked. We'll need to lock these two things, and I think that's it. Let's see. Want my scrolls. Don't need the gear. Do want the zircons and the crafting stuff. Don't need that essence. Hides I do want. Scroll of renewal I don't think I need. Alright. Bunch of stuff sold there. Brought my repair down a lot. Alright, so much emptier inventory, and I can reforge my stuff now. I'm actually not sure on pretty much any of the stuff what I need. So do I have all that I can slotted? Did not get a first stage rune yet, unfortunately. This is the one I have equipped. Fury of blade damage, I don't need that as a red line. Got some at least some relics on. Don't have the best relics. Go ahead and combine what I do have. Shouldn't have tier 4, should I? Oh, I do. Just 2. And too many requests, so I will go ahead and stop so I don't have to sit here waiting through too many requests. Then I will switch to another character. Probably have my Beorning and then my Rune-keeper, I think. Yes. So I'll go ahead and do my Beorning and save my Rune-keeper for last. Wow, a bunch of stuff here. I have a lot on this character. I didn't know I had all this stuff. Let me check my allies real quick. I have that one imbued and that one imbued. That works. Well, that's good. Don't have to worry about that. I do need relics. Believe that's my only good relic. This and this one's good, okay. So yeah, I even have some tier 9 relics. Alright, I will search my own group then. Bunch of stuff on this character. Scroll of Empowerments. Tome of Fate 9. $104. Also have a bound sturdy steel key, so I'll need a loot box to open with that. Also have an essence box. So much good stuff. Probably can go ahead and use the Scroll of Empowerments. Probably just regular bear form damage is something good to start with. I didn't use these out of combat speed boost. Don't think anybody triggered this. A Beorning's fun at least, even if it's not the strongest DPS and it's outclassed in pretty much everything. Its healing's pretty strong, but still Minstrel stronger. And tanking, you'd prefer other classes. Like, there's no in particular reason to choose a Beorning if you're looking to complete something actually, like, challenging where it matters compared to another class, and yeah, that's pretty much why nobody plays Beornings. They're pretty fun though, so I like that. I'm not even sure where all my stuff is that I need to use. It's been a while since I've played this character. They're all gonna die. Kill it before I get set up. Now I have full wrath for the next boss at least. So my Beorning, like my Burglar, then just needs the XP. I have 27 of these. That's probably something I can go in bear form. It'd actually be a little bit useful. So you can output some decent damage in bear form, especially if you get execute procs. Those are getting some lag here. Hopefully I am dropping a bunch of frames. Got some lag there and dropping a bunch of frames. Not even sure. Why is there a Slimish Demonet? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, it looks like I'm good now. I dropped like A lot of frames there. Must have just had a bad spike in internet. I don't know why I have aggro. I don't. Oh, I used a force taunt. I didn't even know I used that. Oh, okay, that's a like Morrible thing. They go with bats. I think that was just the first one on this character. Another crafting box. So that's 3 of those just on this character. There are a lot of those in Moria. There are a few in Ingmar. I think that's around when they start appearing in the game. I will need to head to South Bree like my other characters. Try and start this up now. I can't do that while moving. But they're also usually found with bats. Thank you, Craig Brown. Glad you like them. Have make them hunter's armor. Send that to Louisden. Wrong one. Oh, one of my characters, I had like 10 of those run speed boosts. Might even have been more, like 15. It was something pretty crazy. So in my title, I still have Lore Master and Dailies on the stream. So I planned on playing my Lore Master more at first, but it turned out to be pretty much just Dailies and organizing some of my characters and stuff. Try to keep the organizing to a minimum though, so it wasn't too boring. I am out of breath. Well, just one more character after this. This was actually quite a bit longer than I planned, so I think that's good. Oh, that was the last one. Found some more things to do. Did not want to open that. Want to open this one. Not much useful, so I need to travel all the way down here. It's not really that far. Champion. One nice thing about War Steeds, you can just jump over stuff like that. Still don't know how I just passed through those thorns. Okay, so I don't think it's really worth using these 67,000 Li tomes on the already imbued ones, so I will put those in my shared storage too. Wonder if I can use this on the horse. Nope. Didn't think I would be able to, but maybe. Okay, I have just a bunch of stuff on this character. I will check out my relic situation real quick. See if I can meld a new... What do I want? Eastemnet? These, I believe, are the best ones. They're better than Wildermore, which doesn't really make sense. This gem might be better for casters, I don't know. Which then this one would be even better, but I think generally the Eastemnet ones are the best. So I would get 3 hunters on this one. I need 4 tier 9 relics, which I do not have, okay. Tier 6 to combine, and more. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can do that. Unfortunately, no relic crafting. Or melding, rather. Do have quite a few major essences. I have a bunch of boxes. More of the waste rep stuff. Alright, that is it. No. I have these 2 things. Now that is it. Alright, now to go on. I'd probably play my Warden more, and my Warden's more geared, but just my Rune-keeper feels more like a main character. Because he does like all the stuff with pretty much everything. Auctioning I usually do on him. I usually keep most of my gold on him. I made a bank vault, but that doesn't work as well in LOTRO as it does in other games like WoW. It still works, and more auction slots can be definitely helpful. His inventory is definitely a mess. Alright, I don't have a quick travel to Bree thing, is this? Yes, Camp of the Host. That might be able to travel. Well, I'll just travel to Rivendell, then Bree, and try and search for a daily in the meantime. If one doesn't pop up, I'll just create my own. Probably do most of the crafting after... Am I dropping frames again? After I finish this stream, actually. And just all the organizing stuff, that would just take a while. So 1 out of 3 dailies. Got 2 real quick. My morale's so low on this Rune-keeper. So, well actually, I need to eat food anyway because I'm just gonna have it. But that gets me up to at least 20k. He has decent-ish tactical mastery, but just his gear overall is kinda bad. That piece of gear is decent, at least. It's probably my best piece. My runestone, I mean, that's a legendary item, so I don't think it really counts, but I'd consider it better. Didn't even get to use combustion. That would be more useful on this boss anyway. If she even gets to summon her bats. Almost left the fellowship. So, I think I got a lot of dailies done, but I did get a few LIs. I didn't really do a lot of the slow parts, which is probably better for watching. But what I really need to do is just make sure I get each character a first stage LI in each slot, which would be 10 alts. Not all of them need all of them anymore, so it's not like I need all 20, but I think it's 10 characters that I have at level 105. But another thing is, if I make more high elves, like I'd like to make a high elf captain for example, I'd just have to do all that over again. When I did that. Did we... But at least getting more stuff and relics, I suppose, is still useful. But any characters I do plan on remaking into a high elf, I would have to probably consider that a bit more with my Mordor preparations. And also if I don't know what I did there, but I messed up my smoldering wrath. But yeah, I'd have to consider what classes I may consider doing that, and if I would just consider getting more character slots. Because like right now I have 4,000 or so LOTRO points. I'm just kind of saving up for Mordor. So the main things I would want right now are shared storage and more character slots, but I am waiting for Mordor to see if there is stuff I want more than that. She did have time to summon a couple bats. Ooh, got stunned. Well, I did get all the dailies done. Well, all the featured instance daily dones on all my characters. So, yeah, the High Elf storyline I'm kind of interested in, seeing how they implement it. I think they've said they start at level 1, but I don't know if there's actually any like actual confirmation that they do, but I'm pretty sure they will, like the Beorning. But I think it would be interesting if they started higher level. But it would have to be done right. And I'm very much doubting that they don't start at level 1. They could also start at level 1 and then after the intro get up to like level 50 or something, but even at that point, if it's a new character and like it's your first time playing, you'd get a level 50 kinda for free. Hello Terminator games. Well, I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory. Do you all have any suggestions on pick 'em out? Like I have all these mounts I can get in it. And I have 2 of these boxes, but they are just for this character, unfortunately. So I'm not sure. I think, yeah, they're just this character, and I'm not really sure which ones I want. Anyway, I will head to the Relic guy. So it took me about 2.5 hours to get through the dailies. I guess that's not too bad, considering I did it on like 10 characters. I didn't know I had a Crystal of Remembrance on this character. That might have been from a Hobbit gift since it's bound to account, not character. So that's definitely something I want to put in my shared storage. So I'll just see what I have real quick. What I got of everything. So I got, let's see. I got 3, 6, 9 crafting journals. I think I did have some to start, but that's still a lot. Quite a bit of armor and stuff like that. I think I put some of those in for my Warden. I have even more on my Rune-keeper here. Put these in. Yeah, this daily is also quick, so that helps. I know doing it on all my characters usually takes longer, and I usually don't do it on all my characters. But I still think they're fun to do on at least a few. I like the variety of gameplay, and I do find them fun. Oh, I just have so much stuff. So, I want to check... Didn't know that was drag that too. How much like one of these journals would sell for, because I'm not sure I would want to use all these. Or, wait. Okay. Looks like about... Well, anyway, it looked like maybe 20 gold each. So I'll probably use some. They're not worth too much anymore. The high elf will probably be a lot like the elf character. Or the elf class. The elf race. You could, in the Burglar client last weekend, you could see what they looked like, but you couldn't actually make one. I'm trying to check. Okay, it looks like the Burglar is patchable. I do not want to do that while streaming though. I don't see any patch notes, but you can at least see those. But I think the high elf will be playable in this build, so you can see how much they will look like the regular elves. But another bonus of the high elf is some of the classes that elves can't play, you can play as a high elf, like Captain. Alright, so I think that'll be it for this stream, because I pretty much have nothing else to do besides organizing and cleaning up my shared storage and inventory some. So yeah, that's it for Mordor Prep Part 1. I think the other ones will probably be similar to this one, just because there's not too much else to do to prepare for Mordor. Especially on the characters that I plan on making into a high elf. So yeah, bye Fearless Wilderness Gamer. And yeah, thanks all of you for joining the stream. Yeah, that'll be it, and thanks for watching.